Hello friends, so today we'll be looking into this question. So we are provided with this employee table where first column is employee ID. Then in the second column we can see that there are different salary component types like salary, bonus, hike percent and the value for that particular component for that employee. So if we consider this employee ID 1, so salary component type is salary. So and value is 10,000. For employee ID 1 salary is 10,000. For employee ID 1 bonus is 5,000 and for employee ID 1 hike percent is 10. And similarly for employee ID 2 also we have all these components and the value for these components, and for employee ID 3. Now what we are asked to do is we have to change the view of this data in this manner. So what we have to do, we have to generate a separate column for all these salary component types. Instead of these rows we have to create the columns, and in these rows we should see the values for those employees and these components. So this question is related to pivot and unpivot. So we will change this view to this view first, and then we will see can we again change it back to the previous view. So let's see how we can solve this question. So first we have to bring this data to be looking like this. So let's see how we can solve this. So let's select employee ID, and then here we will see that we will use case statement. So case when salary component, so for each component type we will put this kind of case statement. So salary component type equal to salary, then what we will select, we will select value for that particular component and as salary. So this salary, this will become the name of the column, and here we are checking that when salary component type is salary, then we will put this value in salary column. Similarly we will check that when salary component type equal to bonus, then value for that component and as bonus, and at last we will check for hike percent. When hike percent, then the value for hike percent and the name of the column from this table. So if we just run this query, let's see if it is working. It is working, but we can see that for every employee we are getting 3 records. Why? Because we are using case statement. So when case is salary, this value is coming, but these 2 records are null. Why? Because for bonus this will be null, and for hike percent this will be null. So what we are doing, we are generating 3 columns here. Okay, so for salary this value will come when component type is salary, but what about these two when the value is bonus and hike percent? So these two will become null for salary. For bonus the value will come when salary component type is bonus, but the other two will be null. Then similarly for hike percent the value will come, but when the component type is salary and bonus, these two will be null. So how we can remove these nulls and generate only one row for each employee ID? So what is the method to solve this kind of issue is we can put a max statement on this case. So what case will do, it will ignore nulls and only take where the value is present. And how to use it, we will use it till this end statement, end clause, and then end as salary. Column name we will keep it like this only. Then max, for every case statement we will put this max or min, any aggregation you can use. So max, min, what they will do, they will ignore the null and only bring the value. And now since we are using max or aggregation, we have to do a group by on employee ID. So now if we will see now we are getting, so let's see the main table also. So for employee ID 1 salary is 10,000, bonus is 5,000, hike percent is 10. Similarly for employee ID 2 it is 15,000, 7,008 and then 12,000, 6,007. So this is how we are able to create separate columns for all the salary component type. So now we have changed this view for the table. Now can we, if you are provided this as the input table, can we generate this kind of output? Here what we did, we had this as an input and we created this output. Now change it to the reverse direction. If you have this table, can we change it back to this view? Let's see if we can do it. So now let's consider this output as our input table. So first query, second query. So here this will become our input. So let's name this as CTE. Okay, so now this, the output of first query, we are considering this as our input. So let's see, first select star from CTE. Okay, so we are getting this output. Now this we have to change to look like as our first input. So how we can do this? Now what we have to do, we have to generate one record for each of these components. So employee ID 1 salary component type, this value, employee ID 1 salary component type bonus, this value, employee ID 1 salary component type this and this value. So here we have to generate 3 records for each employee. So what we will do, select employee ID, we have to anyway select, and then we will generate a column salary as salary component type. Okay, because this will become the name of the column salary component type, this column salary component type. So what we are putting, this salary component type and value as salary, and then the actual value for that component. So salary as val. So right now just to see, we have this table with us. Let me show you both of these. So from this we generated this output. Now from this output we are generating this one. So what we have to do, for each of these records we have to generate 3 records: employee ID 1 salary value, employee ID 1 bonus value, employee ID 1 hike percent value. So this column we have to manually create. So what we are doing, we are putting salary as the hard coded value, and then salary component type will be the column name, and then value as the actual value under this column will be salary as val. This column val will be taking values from this. So this is only for salary. Now what we have to do, we have to put union all, and then select employee ID and bonus as salary component, and then value will be bonus as well. So now this value will be going here, and the column name is val from CT, and again union all, select employee ID and hike percent as salary component type, and this column now hike percent as well from CT. And if you want, you can put an order by, but let's try to run this. So now see, we are getting this column, and now we are automatically, it is ordering by this salary component type. So let's order by employee ID. So now you see we are getting the same value. Let's run these 2 queries together. Okay, so here you see the same output is coming. So first of all we had this input, then we generated this kind of output, and then again from this output we generated this kind of output. Okay, so in this way you can do pivot and unpivot. When you want to create separate columns, we can use case statement, and if we want to break those columns into different rows, then we can use this kind of union or maybe some other method, depend on what kind of data we are having. So you can try in different methods, but this is one of the method that I wanted to explain. So thanks for watching this video.